Welcome to the Unnamed Sports Show. This is your host for today, Jason Jones, with my co-host Jerry Craig. How we doing today, Jerry?
Hey, doing good, man. Doing good. Missing our third today.
We are
Pour,
missing our third.
pouring out for our third.
He, like I said in our tweet, cares a little bit more about other things other than sports. How could he?
Unbelievable.
Just kidding.
Absolutely unacceptable. Gonna have to
Yeah,
have a self-imposed suspension coming his way.
it lasts for the end of this show.
Yeah,
All
there you
right,
go. There you go. He'll be back next week, I think.
he'll be
I,
back
I
next
don't
week.
know.
Hopefully, hopefully. No, he should be back next week. Currently, I believe he is going to. What is it called again, Jerry?
I don't want to say it just in case. But yeah,
Ah,
it's
right.
he's out of town. He's out of town.
He's
We'll
out
say
of
that.
town. He's having fun. All
He's
right.
having a good time.
So we have a sports show, and all of our favorite sports show, the NFL, has ended, and we're thinking like, what are we gonna do? We gotta talk about the NBA now. We gotta talk about the NCAA. I mean, March Madness is coming soon, but it is not March yet. What do we have for the show today? And for today, I want to tell you we have my favorite, some NFL draft talk for you guys. For a little tease, we're going to do the top 10 of the players that came from this 2023 draft class, and we're going to draft our own players to the teams that picked 1 through 10, and give you some reasoning and a little display for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, the first pick in the 2023 draft. Boo! Roger
Do
Goodell,
do do
Roger Goodell,
do
boo!
do 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 do.
Ah, the original pick was Bryce Young, and Jason, me, I go for the number one overall pick, Ohio State's own C.J. Stroud.
Woo.
Go Bugs! OH! All right, and spoiler alert, Jerry, I think you have the same pick. So
I did have the same pick. I mean, how could you not pick CJ
how
Stroud
could you
first?
not? Rookie of the year.
Offensive
Rookie of the
rookie of the
year.
year. Absolutely legendary rookie season for him. Absolutely outperformed Bryce Young in every which way possible. I know they were on a better team, better coaching, but I don't
And
know.
I still think to this day, like if you switch those two players, is Bryce Young going to be able to bring out what C.J. Stroud did out of those wide receivers? Because they are good receivers. Don't get me wrong, they're definitely future number ones. But they I don't think they were there. I think with C.J. Stroud, they were able to build up the confidence to get to that point. You know?
Right. And
Okay.
I mean, leading up to the draft also
Yeah.
last year, CJ Stroud was the number one pick up until like maybe a month and a half, a month before the draft even happened. He had some like cognitive tests that he performed poorly on, and people thought that that was
Which,
the end all be all. And
first of all, has coming out to be not true.
yeah,
Um, they think either it was tampered with or it just got read wrong. So, um, yeah, in my opinion, the Texans, someone um, wanted him to drop, and they were able to maybe find a way to get both their number one players off the board by some odd means. But we won't get into that. All right,
yeah.
for the number two.
Let's just say it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It surely did work. For the number two overall pick, the Houston Texans draft. The original pick was C.J. Stroud, but C.J. Stroud has gone off both of our boards. Jerry, who do you believe the Texans draft if C.J. Stroud is not there?
So the number two prospect going into the draft about a month before was who then became the number one pick in Bryce Young. I think the Texans obviously they have a need at quarterback still if they're not able to pick up CJ Stroud. They're gonna take the number one, the next prospect, and it's Bryce Young. And I think, and I know who you're gonna say, and I kind of agree with you. I almost put him there. I'll let you talk about it in a second. But with Bryce Young, he wasn't great, but he showed flashes to where he has a lot of raw talent that can be improved upon. And I think if
Mhm.
he's set up with better weapons in the future, I mean, they traded their number one wide receiver to get Bryce
Right.
Young. You know, he didn't have any weapons. He had an old Adam Thielen to throw to. Didn't really have anybody out of the backfield. Miles Sanders was an absolute no show this year, just on a bad team. And I think with them having a high draft pick this year, or no, they don't have a high draft pick. What am I saying? What am I saying? No, they're doomed. They're doomed. the Panthers are doomed. But if he was on the Texans, he'd be all right. But I think if Bryce Young, he's shown some flashes of brilliance in his rookie season to where he has the makings of somebody that can be molded into a good quarterback. I think it's just going to take a little bit of work. And that's kind of what you see out of a rookie sometimes. You don't always get the CJ Stroud that's boom, put in, plugged in, and ready to go.
Right. Exactly. I agree. I agree. But where I disagree is I thought I saw more from Anthony Richardson, my pick for the Houston Texans at number 2, than I did of Bryce Young. And yeah, it was a very little, but when Anthony Richardson was healthy and playing, I mean, you saw everything that he could be, right? The speed, the athleticism, the arm strength, the arm talent, like it was all there. And yeah, you're gonna have the couple missed throws, the Cam Newton overthrows or throwing it too hard. The same thing with Baker Mayfield. But if you can get the best out of him, I think you're gonna get more from Anthony Richardson than Bryce Young. So that is why I went with Anthony third or second. Sorry.
The only reason I didn't take Anthony Richardson in this spot
Mm,
was because we didn't see enough out of him just because of the
yeah.
injury. That was literally the only reason. I do agree. I think he has more potential than Bryce Young. He's definitely he's probably the most raw talented player to come out of a draft at the
Right.
quarterback position in a long time, just in the terms of like pure athleticism. So it's going to be
Agreed.
exciting to see what he does for the Colts in the future.
Agreed. I mean, watching that first game against the Jaguars with him, it was, oh man, we got C.J. Stroud, we got Anthony Richardson, Will Levis had some flashes. AFC's tough. AFC South's tough with young talent at
Yeah.
quarterback, and we can get that together. All right, for the number 3 pick, again, the Houston Texans traded from the Arizona Cardinals. We both have the same pick here. You want to explain why we both decided to pick Will Anderson?
Defensive rookie of the year. They originally drafted him in this position, and they're going to draft him again in this position. He was the best defensive player or best defensive rookie. I mean, just an absolute monster at the edge position. How could you not take somebody like that? He was the glue that kept that defense together, absolutely pushed them to the playoffs. He is going to be a problem for offensive lines and quarterbacks in the future. I mean, he was already a problem this
Bum,
season, and
bum, bum.
he's only going to get better. So, dude is an absolute beast. That's
Yeah,
what you expect from somebody that comes out of Alabama.
yeah. Third highest win rate in the whole NFL against the rush, like behind people like Micah Parsons and Miles Garrett. Like, what else do you need? He only had 7 sacks, but you keep winning the rushes, you're going to get more and more sacks throughout his career. I mean, look at Josh Allen for the Jacksonville Jaguars, not the Buffalo Jacksonville Jaguars.
The real
I
Josh
mean,
Allen.
exactly. Um, but yeah, I agree. Defensive player of the year. I'm not picking anyone else here if I'm the Texans. So to pick number 4. Also, we drafted the same player here. Um, for me, I understand. We both went Jalen Carter. I have the Colts do have. I guess it's kind of the same thing. The Colts
Mm-hmm.
drafted a quarterback here. For me, they have the ability to draft Bryce Young. For you, they have the ability to draft Anthony Richardson. Why do you choose Anthony Richardson over? Sorry, Jalen Carter over Anthony Richardson?
I think if we're going in terms of how the season went specifically, Gardner
Yeah.
Minshew actually played at a pretty high level, and he
Yeah.
proved that he should be a
Yeah.
starting quarterback in the NFL, right? Like we kind of
Agreed.
knew that when he was in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Minshew mania did not go away, and it
Yeah.
came back this year. He played at a pretty high level. So why would they take a quarterback in this position if they had a guy they could at least stick with for 2 to 3 years? Beef up the defensive line with Jalen Carter, a guy who was supposed to be again a top 3 pick coming into this draft. He had some off the field issues that ended up having him fall to the Eagles at number 9. Which was honestly the steal of the draft. This guy's an absolute beast. He was right there with Will Anderson for defensive rookie of the year. So beef up the defensive line for the Indianapolis Colts. If Minshew doesn't work out in the next year or two, draft a quarterback then, but no reason to draft a quarterback here.
Hey, you could have said it any better. I agree. I mean, the whole reason I didn't go Bryce Young here, because they don't really need a quarterback. They need other things. And Jalen Carter is the next best thing on the list. So you might as well get him. Like you said, probably the second best defensive player of the year as a rookie this year. So why not go get him?
And it
All
kind of
right.
showed this year too because the defense was ultimately the reason they didn't make the playoffs. I mean, their
Correct.
offense played at a pretty high level. Their offensive line was good. Minshew played well. Jonathan Taylor, once he got back and got cooking, he was playing at a Pro Bowl level. They have the offensive pieces. It's just the defense gave up a little too much for my liking. So, got to take a defensive player here, I think.
Agreed. Okay. So we have
We have
up at number
3 in a row.
yeah up at number 5. Same person again. Original pick is the pick that we both went with. Devin Witherspoon, cornerback. Um, what can you say? He was the best DB out of this draft class. Arguably Brian Branch, but they needed a corner more than they needed a safety. So
Mhm.
I'm going with Devin Witherspoon. And dude's height, weight, speed monster. He has the length, he has the speed, he has everything you need out of a number 1 corner. And he doesn't even have to be the number 1 corner because they have Tariq Woolen. So they have 2
Yeah.
really good young prospects here. You just sure that position up for probably the next 10 years of your um, of their careers. And yeah, go out and get him and get some 2 lockdown guys. Like you couldn't ask for more for a defense.
Yeah, their defense is going to be scary. I do think I have a theory about the Seahawks. I think they're going to be stuck in no man's land for a little bit here because I don't think Geno Smith is. He's obviously not like an elite top tier quarterback, right? So I don't think, and I think their division is hard enough with the Rams and the 49ers,
Yep.
and who knows what's going to happen with the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. Like their division is tough. So they're not
Yep.
going to be able to, I think, win a division year in and year out. So they're going to be fighting for a wild card spot. And with the likes of the Packers, the Bears coming up, the Lions, who if the Packers and Bears are able to make a push, have a very good shot of winning that division, that means they're going to be fighting the Lions for a wild card spot. There's a lot of good like mid-tier teams in the NFC that they're going to have to fight with. So I think they're going to be in the same position as the Steelers, where they're kind of mediocre year after year. End up, if they don't end up going for a top tier quarterback or a top tier prospect here in the next, I don't know, year or two. But when you have a guy like Witherspoon that you can pair with Woolen, there's no reason not to take him, and he played at an exceptional level this year. That I think you just stick with the pick.
And like you said, like look at who they have to play every year. Wide receivers
Yep.
for the Rams: Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. You need to. You have
Mm,
Debo Samuel, maybe Brandon Ayuk if he gets re-signed. You need 2 good corners.
might
So
need 3
uh,
in
you
that
might
division.
need 3. You might need 3, but definitely need at least 2. So
Yeah.
they do a good job with drafting Witherspoon there. All right, at number 6, we finally have a changeup for the Arizona Cardinals. Initial pick was Paris Johnson Jr. out of the Ohio State. He had a good season. I wouldn't say good. He had an okay season. He showed that he can be a decent tackle. He has to take another step up to be worthy of that 6th pick, I think, overall. But I wouldn't call it a bust yet. So, but for my pick, I'm going with the best offensive tackle in the draft. DeJuan Jones. Dude was drafted in the 4th round. How?
Also from the Ohio State
How?
University.
Also from the Ohio State University. How did he slip to the 4th round? How do my Jacksonville Jaguars draft Oklahoma offensive tackle over DeJuan Jones when DeJuan Jones, 6'8", 350 pounds, best run blocker out of college, also showed that he is very athletic. Like, had a great combine. It baffles me every year that players like DeJuan Jones can get slipped into the 4th round.
Did you say
Like,
350?
yeah,
His Wikipedia's got him at 375.
yeah, okay, yeah. I think he was 375 out of college, but I think he
He's
did.
probably slim. He's probably had to slim down a little bit to be able to move, but
He not really like that dude was a freak athlete. Like when he was 270, he was still quick. Don't get me wrong. He just probably wanted to be a little bit quicker because everyone's faster in the NFL. So
I mean, when he's got to go up against
all
Myles Garrett in practice every week,
right,
he's got to be able to move. Yeah.
all I'm saying is at that size, he was moving at Ohio State. He was quite fine, and I've seen that man dunk. So like, the dude's a freak.
6'8", 350, and he probably runs like, I don't know. Is he under a sub? Or is he under 5 on the 40?
No. If he was under 5, like he should have been drafted at number 2. Like,
Yeah.
no, but no, he was like I think it was 5, like under 5'2". But if we think about other players that were around his size, Orlando Brown, like a 5'5". Like I mean, these are like players his size normally run like the slowest times you will ever see, and he was outrunning everybody. Like it's ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
um, what I can say is he definitely showed why he is an NFL prospect. I think he dropped mostly because people were worried about his motivation because he said his first love was basketball. He's 6'8" from Ohio. Like you don't expect the man to worship people like LeBron.
Right.
He didn't go play basketball. He went to Ohio State to play football, and that's what he did. And yeah, he told you the truth, and you want to drop him because of that? No. He's obviously a hard worker because he went out there and is the best tackle out of this draft class, even though he was drafted in the 4th round. Perfect fit for the Browns. Like,
Yep.
kudos to you guys for actually not being stupid.
All I'm saying is if I see that dude pulling, I don't want to be in his way.
Olay.
Get out the way.
Olay.
That's a business decision. I'm out.
Or you probably cut out his legs, and that may be why he got hurt this year. But
Maybe.
that being said, like I said, there was some actual mix-up with this one. Jerry, who is your pick for the Arizona Cardinals at 6?
Well, I do like the DeJuan Jones pick, and if this guy didn't play at a historic level, I would have also taken DeJuan Jones for the Cardinals. But how can you not take Puka Nacua on an offense that didn't really have any other weapons besides Trey McBride? Yeah, like Puka Nacua set offensive records, most receptions, most yards, and then set the yards for most yards by a rookie in a playoff game, or the record for most yards by a rookie in a playoff game. So, I mean, when you're drafted in the 5th round and you put up numbers like that, you're gonna get on notice, especially like I said in a previous podcast on a team that had a former Triple Crown winner and still put up numbers like that. You're special, and the Cardinals need weapons. Like they have Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, I think, proved this year that he is elite. He's going to be good. He's going to be really good if he can stay healthy. He can run, he can throw, he can do everything. Although he's a little short, he's a little small, but hey, if he's able to get out of the pocket, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
They need a weapon like Puka Nacua, and they need somebody on the outside. And I think he'd be the perfect fit for the Cardinals in this scenario.
Their scenario is that the Chicago Bears trade away Justin Fields and draft Caleb Williams at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably their hope, because then Marvin Harrison's sitting on their lap, nice and pretty. But
they have the 4th pick, right?
Yep.
4th pick.
And everybody ahead of them would be quarterback. So
yeah, it has to be, right. Like, there's no way the Patriots are not going to take a quarterback this year. There's no way.
I'd be absolutely shocked. I doubt it. I mean, I've heard rumors, but if if they don't draft a quarterback, I think it's more likely for them to trade down because they
Yeah.
have a guy, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
If they don't draft a quarterback, someone's going to be willing to go up there and get a quarterback. I think, or, well, Jaden Daniels specifically, but we'll see.
Or JJ McCarthy.
Okay, yeah, let's end this right here.
Yeah.
Sorry about the rest of this. Let's end this right here. JJ McCarthy as the fourth best quarterback in this NFL draft is crazy. Is
Insane.
absolutely ridiculous. Like,
Insane.
yes, he was solid. He played the best out of in the Big Ten, but the fourth best quarterback. You have to be absolutely stupid to think so. I am so sorry. There's the top three already. You're saying he's better than
some people are taking him over Jaden Daniels, which is absolutely
crazy,
insane.
crazy. And it's not that I hate JJ McCarthy. I think it would be a good second to third round pick. Take a chance on a guy, especially if you have time to develop someone, right? There are players like Michael Penix, who honestly, in my opinion, could be the second best quarterback in this draft,
I
that
agree.
are getting ranked sixth. And it's crazy. The dude has shown the only issue that you should have with Michael Penix is his injury. He has the
And
arm
his
talent
age. He's a little older
in
too.
his age, but the way the NFL is working, quarterbacks are going to 40. So like, what does it matter anymore?
Right.
You look at Michael Penix. He has the arm strength. He has the ability to maneuver in the pocket. He has, I mean, the clutch gene. Like, this dude won so many close games for them. Like, and it came down to him throwing the football. It wasn't, oh, we can run out the rest of we can go a whole second half running the football and win the game still. No, the team was relying on his arm, and he won those games.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, JJ McCarthy, but in that case, like, where were you? Where were you when your team needed you to step up? You were snapping the ball and handing it off to Blake Corum.
Exactly.
And I really do. I do like what I saw from JJ McCarthy. I do think he can be an NFL quarterback. It's just going to take some time. But to draft him in the top 10 is crazy.
I think to draft him I think in the first
In
two
the first
rounds.
round.
I think first 2 rounds. If you take JJ McCarthy in the first 2 rounds, you're crazy. You are crazy. I think he's a late second day, maybe early third day guy. You cannot put him in a starting role starting out. There's no way. He's not ready for it. He's not. I don't think he's. I just don't think he's. I disagree with you. I don't think he's NFL quarterback material. I don't think he is.
He reminds me. I mean, you look at guys like Jake Browning, right? Well, what they were good
Still a
in two
backup.
different offenses. Jake Browning is an NFL quarterback, though. Is he not? Did we not see enough from
I'm
him to say
saying.
he's not an NFL quarterback?
I don't think he's going to be. No.
He should be. He
I,
should definitely be, in my opinion.
yeah.
He should definitely
I
be a
guess
starting
if
quarterback
you're
in the
saying
NFL.
Gardner Minshew is a starting quarterback, he's
Right.
in the same boat.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I see JJ McCarthy. Nothing great, nothing bad. Just middle of the road. He has a good team around him. He can handle that team. But nothing that he has is like, ooh. He has above average athleticism, above average throwing power. Can he read a defense? I don't know. I mean, that is a pro offense that he's in, so maybe he's actually better than what we've seen. I haven't seen the it from JJ McCarthy, right?
Right.
The comes down to the line, put the ball in my hands, I'm gonna go win that game. And that's what a first round quarterback should be. Some elite at multiple things, but maybe not everything. There's something that they have to be elite at, right? You have to be able to pull this out and be like, we can take this and run with this. I haven't seen that from JJ McCarthy.
Right.
You can build on the basics and he'll be good. I don't think I've seen the extra playmaking ability, the throwing power, the elite arm strength, whatever it may be. I haven't seen the eliteness from that. And sometimes doing everything good is fine, but to me that needs to be built upon, and I don't. That's not worth a first round pick in my opinion.
I agree. I have a crazy scenario I want to run by you.
Mhm.
I don't think it would ever happen, but
But
fan fiction. We're going to talk about it.
Yep.
Do you think there's a scenario where in my division, a coach that just got hired to the Los Angeles Chargers would trade Justin Herbert up to the second or third pick to take JJ McCarthy, his college quarterback?
Absolutely,
He's been
not.
high on him. He's talked about him already. I know they just paid Herbert last year, though.
There's like zero way. There's like zero way, right? Like, if he did that,
I wouldn't say it's zero. I would not say it's zero. I'd say it's
I wouldn't say.
1%.
I don't think
If they got a first this year, a first next year, and like a piece.
Just that. You're trading a top 10 quarterback away for a question mark, right?
But it's Harbaugh. And it's his
It is Harbaugh.
It's his
That's
college
his
quarterback
guy.
that
That's
he
his
won
guy.
a national
I
championship
agree.
game with, that he is high on.
He is talking that talk, right? As a coach, you're always going to have your guys back. But is he actually ready to risk his coaching career on that? No, I do not think so. Especially when you already have a proven talent. No, absolutely not. There's no way. There's no way. If that happens, give me a job. I could go be a coach. If that happens, I become a GM, coach, whatever. I put my Madden hat on and I can do it. Like fuck it. My bad. Like I could go do that. Like that.
Yeah.
Stupid. It would be stupid.
Yeah. I don't know. That thought just popped in my head, and I was like,
I mean, like,
if there's one dude that's crazy enough to do it,
if there's
it's Jim
one,
Harbaugh.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Harbaugh.
If there's someone crazy enough to do it, it's definitely Jim Harbaugh.
Or Bill
Will
O'Brien.
He do it? Yikes.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We got kind of sidetracked a little bit there.
Okay.
We're
all right. Pick number 7.
All right.
The Las Vegas Raiders. All right. You have. Go ahead.
Tight end from Iowa, Sam Laporta. Best tight end out of the draft this year.
I like it.
By far. Look, let's be honest. The Raiders need a lot of pieces. They need a lot of things. They could pretty much take anybody at any position here, maybe outside of wide receiver, and be all right. Even with wide receiver, I mean, I don't know. Who knows what Devontae's doing? But yeah, they could pretty much take anybody and be okay here. Why not take Sam Laporta? I mean, yeah, Sam Laporta, he was just incredible this year. If you have a young guy in Aiden O'Connell, his best friend is going to be his tight end. You might as well get him a good guy, a reliable guy like Sam Laporta. I mean, I know I almost put Bijan here because I think that would have been interesting, and who knows what Josh Jacobs is doing. He had a down year this year just because of they just sucked. But with Antonio Pierce, who knows what's going to happen this year? But give him Sam Laporta, something to build off of, a bright spot on that offense that was otherwise pretty abysmal this year, and see where it goes.
I am going to go quarterback. So this is where Bryce Young falls for me. O'Connell's not it. O'Connell's not it. I'm sorry. He's gone after. If they don't find a replacement for him this year, he's definitely gone after this next year. So they go get Bryce Young. I think that keeps Devontae Adams a little bit more happy. A quarterback, and that makes Bryce Young a lot more happy than being without a wide receiver on this team. So they go get Bryce Young. and fill out that offense and that defense. That defense came ready to play last year. That defense won them a lot of games. So if you add Bryce Young, better arm talent than O'Connell, I think they're looking a lot better.
I like it.
All right. So next pick at 8, Atlanta Falcons. Original pick was Bijan Robinson. I repicked Bijan Robinson. I think Bijan Robinson probably wins Rookie of the Year if he's given the ball. Let's be honest with you. Let's just be real honest with it.
Yeah.
Like if Bijan Robinson gets the ball at least 65, 70% of the carries, like any number one wide receiver running back, he's probably winning Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. I agree. I I can't wait to see
But
what the Falcons do this year at quarterback
it's
because they're gonna get somebody. They have to.
I think that's Justin Fields' number one destination if he's not a Bear.
So awesome, dude. That would be so awesome. Like, but that's why I took Anthony Richardson in this spot because they need a quarterback. Granted, in this scenario, they would not have Bijan Robinson because they would be taking Anthony Richardson instead. But you still have Cordell Patterson and Tyler Algier, who are two good, solid running backs. They're not the explosive type like Bijan Robinson, but a guy like Anthony Richardson would be able to create plays. He's shown that he can do it with his legs. He's not afraid to lower his shoulder. That's how he got hurt in the first place. And and kind of get physical. But that also opens up opportunities for guys like Kyle Pitts, guys like Drake London, who also just did not get the ball this year. Let's throw it to Jonnu Smith. Kyle Pitts is blocking on a screen pass. Like, good idea. That's why Arthur Smith isn't a coach anymore, guys. That's why he's not the head coach. That's why he got fired.
The third string tight end's throwing him the ball.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Just give your best players the ball. Put it in their hands. And Bijan Robinson, 100% agree. If he gets the ball, I don't know. If he touches the ball 20 times a game, he wins Rookie of the Year. He just didn't for whatever reason.
All right. So that is the Falcons, the Philadelphia Eagles, who initially were the recipient of the Jalen Carter fall. For me, I think the Philadelphia Eagles' biggest weakness was defensive back. Whether that was due to injuries or just players getting old, they needed another defensive back here. So this is where I went with the Patriots' Christian Gonzalez. So
he got
Christian
injured,
Gonzalez,
right?
he also did get injured, but this is fake world. So he never got injured yet at this point, and he is another one of those long, tall. He's definitely a winner of the combine last year. He probably, I want to say he had the longest broad jump and one of the highest verticals. Definitely ran under a 4.4, a low 4.4. It might have been like 3.4, 3.5. I want to say, but
he's fast.
Either way, fast. And the Eagles needed a lot of that this year, and they get that with Christian Gonzalez. And on to my co-host Jerry for his pick.
So the guy that Jason just said would win Rookie of the Year if he gets the ball, Bijan Robinson. Could you imagine how exciting Bijan would be on the Eagles? I know they have DeAndre Swift.
No more tush push. No more tush push.
Yeah, I know they have DeAndre Swift, and DeAndre Swift had a solid season. It wasn't spectacular. I think that is in large part because they did not have a second guy. Kenneth Gainwell did not prove to be their second guy like they thought he would. So they needed a second guy to come in and kind of give DeAndre Swift some relief. Jalen Hurts was obviously not 100% this year. He was obviously battling injuries all year. So why not give him some relief as well, bring in a guy like Bijan? Maybe they run the Philly special with Bijan. How exciting would that be? Bijan to Jalen, man. Like, come on. But
That'd be sick.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson would have added some explosiveness to that offense. I mean, what they did best was run the ball. Um, they again just got away from it for God knows why, but yeah. And honestly, I would have had Bijan fall one more spot because I think he'd be even more exciting on the next team. But I think the Eagles just needed somebody to give them some explosiveness, so that's why I put him there.
Understandable. All right. And for the 10th pick, we have the Chicago Bears. Their initial draft pick was Darnell Wright, and Jerry went and doubled down on that. You want to explain why we doubled down on Darnell White?
Darnell Wright had a solid season. One of their weaknesses was their offensive line. They couldn't really protect Justin Fields all that well. You could put DeJuan Jones in the spot. I probably should have, just because you're right. He was the best tackle in the league or in the draft this year. But I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They went with Darnell Wright. It's working out. Just stick with it.
Agreed. I thought about putting Darnell right here again too. But where's the fun in that? And also, I left that name out on this list so far, and I couldn't take him off. So, um, another one of their weaknesses has been their weapons outside of Moore and Cole Kmet. So we went with the best wide receiver for them, and I got Puka Nacua for the Chicago Bears at 10. Darnell Wright would have been a good pick here as well. But sometimes if you have the weapons, you don't need protection because the ball can come out of your hands faster. So we're going to go with Puka Nacua for the Chicago Bears. All
Yeah.
right.
You got to put
And
Puka
that
Nacua
leaves
somewhere in the top 10.
exactly.
You
You can't leave him off. Can't leave him off. That'd be like leaving CJ off. And it'd be like, yeah. So we have some honorable mentions. These are guys that definitely outperformed where they got drafted by far, and should probably be on this top 10 list. But some of these people didn't fit as well as the others. So honorable mention: Tank Dell for the Houston Texans. Way underdrafted.
Yeah.
Definitely a top 3 receiver in this draft class so far.
Sucked to see him go down so early in the season because
Yeah.
him and CJ Stroud had that chemistry going.
And it was looking like Marvin Harrison, Peyton Manning type stuff. So
yeah, scary times.
Very scary. Someone that's probably right around where he should be. Zay Flowers, he got drafted in those middle teen picks. Had a great season. Was able to provide Lamar Jackson with something that he hasn't had ever, and that's a wide receiver 1. So
yeah, I think perfect landing spot for him. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is another. I wouldn't say he didn't get the ball. Sorry, I wouldn't say that Jahmyr Gibbs deserved the ball more, but like Bijan. But what I will say is, I would like to see him get the ball more, like Bijan Robinson, because another very explosive player. Because yes, what they have with Montgomery is good, but Jahmyr Gibbs is the full package. He can catch, he can run, and every time he had the ball, he was making explosive plays. And what they have going is good for Jahmyr Gibbs overall because less touches. When it comes down to that contract time, he can be like, "Give me my money." But definitely would like to see him get the ball more.
Yeah, he's in that weird scenario where he's not a true number 1, right? Like it's a 1A, 1B
Right.
type thing. The Falcons are different because Bijan should be a true number 1, right? He should on that team. He should be a true number 1 running back. Jahmyr Gibbs is a 60-40 guy. Like he's going to get 60%. David Montgomery, who is also a very good running back. He has proven that he's a very good running back, especially down inside the red zone. He's that power guy. He can punch it in from 5 yards out if he needs to.
Yep.
He's the 1B 40% guy. I think if Jahmyr Gibbs is in a scenario where he is a true number 1 this season, I think he actually wins Rookie of the Year. I think he's that good. He's that explosive. And
you're saying if Bijan and Jahmyr Gibbs got the ball,
yes.
that's 70%. You think Jahmyr Gibbs? Okay. Okay.
Granted, depending on what team he's on, there's a lot of factors, but I think he had that raw potential to be a Rookie of the Year caliber
Yeah.
player this year if he was a true
No,
number one.
I agree. I think a lot of people hate when running backs get drafted in the first round now. But some players are deserving of it and are also deserving of a contract. Whether they get injured or not, it doesn't matter. Those players make your team better, right? Like Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, but you want to go pay Daniel Jones 40 million instead of paying the guy that actually got you guys there. So,
Yeah.
I agree. I think Jameer Gibbs is that special type of player. But fourth honorable mention, we have Brian Branch, safety for the Lions. Let's just put it up here. The Lions,
They won the draft, bro. They killed
you
it this
did
year.
you did your thing, all right. You did your thing.
How do
They
you
got
come out of a draft with Jameer Gibbs, Brian Branch, and Sam Laporta, dog? Come on.
Sam
And
Laporta
and
and
Jack
the
Campbell.
linebacker.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody was hating on them.
yeah.
Like you
No,
drafted a
they
linebacker and a running back in the first round. All of them performed over exceptionally well. But
yeah.
yeah, no,
Well, let's not
that was a
forget
draft class.
also Panay Sewell is like panning out to be a Pro Bowl
Yeah,
caliber guy. Like he's like they are
he's
crushing it in these drafts.
he's the third best tackle in the NFL right now, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
Yeah. All right.
yeah. No, they're
And
crushing it.
then yeah, great pickup. Next pick for honorable mention in our last pick. I decided to sneak in Joey Porter Jr. there. Out of all the cornerbacks in the NFL as a rookie, he had the lowest target rate. Sorry, not target rate. What is the stat? Sorry.
I don't know what stat you're going for. He was drafted by the Steelers, by the way. For those who don't.
Yes, sorry.
For those who don't.
He was
know.
drafted by the Steelers in the second round, first pick. But the Steelers got that pick and drafted Joey Porter Jr. Let me think of the stat and I'll have it for you as soon as I look at it. But that being said, he played lights out. Where they were hurting, especially at the quarterback position with age there. Patrick Peterson was there. They picked Joey Porter Jr. Didn't expect him to start right away, but he did, and he outperformed everyone. I remember seeing in the offseason him getting completely mossed. Um, but he definitely outperformed his expectations, and I think he is well deserving of that.
Yeah, one of the bright spots on the Steelers this year was their defense, largely because of T.J. Watt. How can you not have a good defense when that guy's on that side of the ball? But another large part was Joey Porter Jr. He played at an exceptional level. Yeah, I mean, what more can you say? He's following in his daddy's footsteps.
Facts. All right. And yeah, that is our redraft for the 2023 draft. We will temporarily go into intermission. You guys will love what you see. This is the pain of what happens when the Chiefs again win the Super Bowl.
Chiefs. What a great video.
And what a great video. And we're back. Like I said, quick intermission. We wanted to just show you how we celebrated the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
Well,
no, it was a celebration, Jerry.
celebrate.
It was a celebration.
Yeah. Great.
Um,
Oh, by the way, I just want to say, maybe we should have mentioned this at the top, but to those that were affected by the shooting at the Kansas City parade,
Absolutely.
praying for y'all. Hope y'all are okay. I hope everybody's okay. I think they got the guys in custody now, so that's good.
Yeah.
That terrible that happened and that continues to happen in these scenarios. But just praying for everybody's health.
Absolutely. Seen some great things out of that though. The Travis Kelce and the Mahomes family donating a bunch of money to the GoFundmes for that.
Yeah,
So
and I think
respect to
Taylor
those.
Swift did as well.
Yes, absolutely. Taylor Swift too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, glad to see that at least. On to our NBA midseason awards. So as this week, and after this weekend, the NBA All-Star weekend, there was some fun games. You see the Celebrity All-Star game, the dunk contest, the three-point contest. But we wanted to kind of talk about at the end of the season who we believe deserves the awards, like MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved, Sixth Man of the Year, and Coach of the Year. So we have MVP first, and my MVP for this year, young buck that took away starting role for Stephen Curry in the All-Star game, SGA, and he's been balling. Like he's carrying that team. That team is second right now in the West, and the West is, I think, the deepest conference. So,
We're second right now.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So, the Thunder are balling, and he's the main reason. He's the engine. You have a good season out of center.
Chet
Where did
Holmgren.
my brain go? Thank you, Chet. He was this close from sneaking out Rookie of the Year odds favored. He had it for about a month or two.
It's not over yet.
And he was.
It's
It's not over yet. It is not over yet, but game winner.
No.
Game winner. I thought he would be higher in the defensive player of the year odds. He's like fourth or fifth. Last time I checked, he was like second. He was getting a bunch of blocks, a bunch of defensive rebounds. But that kind of died off. But point is, SGA, my MVP. Jerry, who is your MVP?
Yeah. My MVP, Nikola Jokic, the Joker, reigning Finals MVP. He did not win MVP last year. Kind of got snubbed, in my opinion, honestly. I know Embiid played at a pretty high level. They're like 1A, 1B. But guess who definitely ain't winning it this year because he been injured too many games.
My leg.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, Nikola Jokic, he's just like when you think of prime athlete, prime basketball player, ripped, yoked, like 6'7", 6'8", absolutely shredded, 1% body fat. Jokic is probably 40% body fat, honestly. That dude is huge. He's some goofy white Serbian that just comes in, balls out, drops 30, 10, and 10 easy, and then goes back to his horses. Easy. He's out of there. Jokic is a monster. He kind of had a slow start to the season, largely in part because of the injuries on his team. But now they're kind of on a run here. They're sitting, I think, in the fourth seed in the West. They're not leading the division. They are, I think, tied for the lead in their division. But dude is an absolute monster, and he's going to turn it up. We all know that the regular season in the NBA does not matter. All that matters is getting to the playoffs, and Jokic is going to be the guy. I know the MVP is a regular season award, but if they got to fight for a spot, they got to fight for the division lead. Jokic is going to be the guy to get them there, and he's going to do whatever it takes to get there. And he's been there before, so he knows what it takes.
Facts. All right. We have Rookie of the Year, and this is a unanimous Victor Wembanyama for the both of us. What can you say? He's a freak. Dude is 6'3". No, that man is like 6'4", 6'6".
7
foot.
foot.
Sorry. 7'2", 3". No, that man is 7'4", 7'6" pushing. And his arm length, I mean, the man literally takes 2 steps from the 3-point line and is already there, ready to dunk. Like, the passes that they have to him, he's like literally back to the basket, grabs the ball and just puts it behind his head. Are we kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
It's easy. It's very easy. And what I like the most about him is when he plays his best competition, that's when he plays his best. And yeah, normally you wouldn't say that's a good thing because you play down to your competition. But when he sees these superstars, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, he doesn't get scared, and that's what I like to see. Like he can play his best basketball against the best. And some of those games that that he had with the Suns, they were heaters, and
Yeah.
he just seems to keep getting better, and I can't wait to see him with some weight on his body.
Yeah, he's I like that too. He's able to rise up to the challenge. He's not afraid to do it, which is a sign of a guy that's probably going to win an MVP in the future. Like he's
Yes.
that kind of guy. And I don't think we've ever seen this in the NBA before, but a guy that can block a 3-point shot from 8 feet inside the 3-point line. How is that possible? How is that legal, bro? Where are they growing these people? They're making them
insane.
in a lab, dog. Like it's absolutely nuts. He can do everything on the court. 7'6" and can handle the ball. The NBA is just a different game, man. It's just different. That's wild, but yeah, I mean, the second Wemby came in the league, he won rookie of the year. I've been saying he's a bust all year. He ain't a bust. He ain't a bust. He's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, just watching any of his games, it's crazy. Like, your brain can't fathom what's going on because you've never seen it before, and it's like he does it consistently, and it's not okay. But
I saw a video. I think it was the last game that they played. I forget who it was against, but dude is stretching out like over 2 people and dunking, and somebody quote tweeted it and said this is literally Michael Jordan from Space Jam because he's like stretching so far. Like how? Like what are we doing here, man?
I wish it was that easy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
just saying? Like, the alley oops is what gets me every time because
Yeah.
it's like everyone wants to jump up with him, and then he's just already
Just put it up there. He's gonna go get it.
Like,
yeah, that's
seriously.
crazy.
Okay, so on to the next. We have Defensive Player of the Year, and Jerry has a little homer for us. You want to explain why you decided to pick Jared Allen for Defensive Player
The
of the Year?
fro. The Cavs are not getting any love this season, dog.
They're not.
They are on an absolute heater right now, and it's largely because of this guy, Jared Allen, who is just an absolute rock in the paint for the Cavs. He's blocking shots left and right. I mean, he's got a double-double almost every single night. Just an absolute monster paired with Evan Mobley. How are you going to compete against 2 7-footers that one guy's inside? He's a rock. He's huge. He can dunk. He can jump out the gym. He's got it all. And then you got Evan Mobley, who's kind of a stretch 4, but he's also got that same athletic ability. So them two paired very well together. A lot of difficult things for team, or a lot of difficulties inside for teams. And Jared Allen has really impressed me this year before the injury, but he plays Joel Embiid very well. Joel Embiid and Jokic both, he plays them very well. He's very good at agitating them and not giving up the inside. He forces them to play outside, which is Jokic is fine playing outside, but Embiid does not want to play outside. He wants to be down inside because he's a huge dude who can get in there, get the mismatches. But Jared Allen doesn't give that to him. He stays with him, stays on him. He knows that's his assignment, and he knows he is smart to where he knows when to take chances on going for blocks or to just be in there, force a miss, be the thorn in the side, and go for the rebound, get it up court. So got to give the Cavs some love this season, man. They're playing at a high level. Somebody's got to win something.
I agree. I mean, I agree. I really like what I've seen from Allen this year, especially with Mobley being out for the time he was. He stepped up a lot, and it is a shame that none of them made the All-Star team other than Spida Mitchell. Thank you. But that being said, the real defensive player of the year, unfortunately, has to go to Rudy Gobert. That man has been playing lights out on defense. He has been. I mean, I didn't watch that many games, but when I started, boy, I was like, this is the old Rudy Gobert. Like, this is the Rudy Gobert everybody was afraid of. He's also another 7+ freak, long arms, and just longer arms than natural at that size. Like, and that's not okay. Like, yeah, they're already 7'2", they're gonna have long arms, but their arms are out of the normal range for someone their size as well. So it might be easy to get those blocks, but if affecting the whole defense, and I think he's probably the best when it comes to that, and um, putting fear in the opposing team's centers and just being able to get those blocks and rebounds and consistency is because I think that's what we've been missing from him in the last few years. Like Rudy Gobert always been dominant on defense, but there was a point where everybody was afraid of him, and then you don't hear much from him in the last 2 years, and then he goes back this year. I think this is the year he's shown his potential and what he should be.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's a very good player. Paired with Towns, scary duo. Very similar to Allen and Mobley. Two huge guys inside that can just, they're not going to give up any points in the paint. It's just not going to happen. I will also say, going back to Jarrett Allen, I'm a little biased towards him because I think it was 2K16 when I played when he was on the Nets. He was always, I traded for him one time.
Yep.
And dude was just awesome. It was just so much fun to play with. So I was super happy when the Cavs got him. But yeah, I mean, Gobert's probably going to win it. He's won it before. Just a rock on the inside.
We got, I'm seeing we have 2.1 blocks per game for Rudy Gobert. And Jacob Vanscoy, I see you out there. We see Rookie of the Year. I got Brandon Miller. In my opinion, humbly, you're wrong. Man's average is having a good rookie season. Don't get me wrong. He's playing solid, but he's averaging 16.6. We got 4.1 rebounds and 2 assists per game. Great. Good numbers for someone that's a
Wemby
rookie.
is averaging 3.2 blocks a game.
Yeah. Wemby could possibly win Defensive Player of the Year.
Honestly.
Like, let's not put that aside. He's averaging 10 rebounds and 20.5 points a game. So
yeah.
respectfully,
honestly.
no.
That's insane, man. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Wow. 3 blocks over 3 blocks. I mean, when you're 7'6", you should be getting 3 blocks a game. Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got up next for?
Oh, I haven't been switching the. I forgot I made things for all these. I haven't been switching the scenes, my B.
All good. All
right, here's Rookie of the Year, Wemby. Defensive Player of the Year. I got Jarrett Allen, Jason Scott, Rudy Gobert, and now we're on to Most Improved Player.
So for Most Improved Player of the Year, I'm gonna let Jerry go first, and why I disagree will come after. So Jerry, do you want to explain why you picked the 76ers Tyrese Maxey for Most Improved Player of the Year?
Tyrese Maxey, point guard for the 76ers. I already know what you're going to say because we were kind of talking about it beforehand, so I won't leak it. But I think he's actually going to win for a different reason, and that Embiid is going to be out for a very long stretch of time here, probably until the playoffs. So somebody's got to step up and become that number one guy. And he hasn't been that number one guy in the past. It's always been Embiid, right? So Tyrese Maxey's got to step in, be the number one guy, and he's kind of proven that he can be. He's averaging almost 26 points a game right now. He's definitely become a leader on that team, and he's playing at a pretty high level. Kudos to him. He won me a couple of bets earlier this year. A pretty easy bet, like 2 threes, 20 points, easy, cash it. But he is stepping into that number one role. I think that is going to be the determining factor as to why he wins Most Improved Player. It's because he's stepping up into that role.
I like that. So mine is Epirian Sengun. Sengun something. Anyways.
Nailed it.
Center for the Houston Rockets. The reason why I picked Epirian, honestly, biggest snub I think in the whole NBA All-Star game. Dude's averaging 21 and 8, maybe 21 and 10 now. I don't know. I haven't checked in a minute, but this guy came out of nowhere, and the reason why I didn't pick Tyrese Maxey towards the end of the year last year, James Harden told him to take over, and that's what he did. So I think Tyrese Maxey was already on his way to this level that we're seeing, compared to Sengun, who there's a lot of gap from what we saw. So that's going to be my most improved player of the year. Let me see if I can get his actual stats.
I got it.
You got it.
He is averaging 21 and 9. 21, 9, and 5, actually. He's having a really solid season.
21, 9, and 5, and that's on a very young Rockets team. So I think he's going to be the leader for that team coming out. Yes, they have Jalen Green, but Jalen Green is Jalen Green. If you, if you know what I mean, like that
Right.
man's I think a step away from being a James Harden type of player. If we want to go with that route,
Speaking of
but
that, the Clippers are actually a good team.
yeah, I mean they figured it out.
Yeah.
Bench Westbrook, let him do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah. Well, how about focus on a guy like Kawhi and Paul
By
George?
Leonard, yeah.
Kudos to them for actually figuring that out. Ty Lue knows what he's doing over there, man. Shout
Leader
out
of
Ty
the
Lue.
stars. Leader of the stars, Ty Lue, baby.
What's up, Willie? How's it going, man? Willie's in the chat.
Willie in the chat. Clipper, hardly know her. Oh, Willie, I love you. I love you, man.
Yeah. No, I like that pick. Sengun is good. I looked it up. He averaged about 14 last year. So he's up 7 points per game this year. He was at about 9 rebounds last year, so no difference there. But
That I did not know.
yeah, but no, he's a good young player. Rockets are kind of in playoff position. They're in the race, so they can make a run. They'll probably have to play in the play-in tournament. I don't see them getting up to the 6th seed, but you never know.
All right, and then for sixth man of the year, we have the same person. And that will be Tim Hardaway Jr. I feel like every Mavs game I watch, I'm like, is he a starter?
Yeah, right.
Because that man shoots lights out coming off the bench, and from what I've seen from others, I couldn't pick anyone else other than him. I want to say, let's see, let's check his stats. Tim Hardaway Jr. We have an average of 17.3 off the bench, 17.3, 3.6 rebounds and 1.7 assists. Nothing crazy there, but just solid numbers for a backup player. Especially him having to accept the Kyrie pickup and come off the bench. I think you can't ask for anything more than what you see from him. So
Yeah, I mean, when you're backing up guys like Kyrie and Luka playing alongside them, obviously they're going to be the number one guys. When
right.
you're averaging 17 off the bench, you can't ask for much more. He's playing at a pretty high level. Really good pickup for the Mavericks. I think I want to give an honorable mention to Malik Monk here, who coming off the bench for the Sacramento Kings. He's
True.
a solid player. I think the Kings have kind of fallen off a little bit since the start of the season, specifically Malik Monk. But I think he's in a position where if he plays well down the stretch, he could definitely be in contention for it.
Agreed. All right, and then that is for our last pick. We have Coach of the Year. I am picking the Thunder, and excuse me if I say this so wrong. Mark, Mark Daignault.
I think Dagnall.
Daignault. Either or. He
Sure.
is the Thunder's head coach, and he has taken that team. I think again another really young team. You don't have core leadership there until the young players like SGA come into their own, and they definitely have. I mean, SGA last year was scoring 30 plus a game. This year, shown that he can still do the same. So, the very young team, the leadership has to come from the coach, and he's definitely directing them down the right path. I think they're very hungry and are looking to actually do well in the playoffs this year, and I think they can with him as coach. So
Yeah, I think they're probably like maybe like 2 years out from being a true contender for a title, just because of their inexperience and how young they are. But you're the 2 seed in the West as young of a team as you are. Kudos to you. You're on the right path, that's for sure. But he's not winning Coach of the Year.
who's winning Coach of the Year, Jerry?
My boy, sticking with the home team, JB Bickerstaff. Dude's got the Cavs in the 2 spot right now, leading the division. It could very well be making a run at the 1 seed. They're 6 games back, so probably not going to happen. The Celtics are just too good of a team. They're obviously the odds-on favorite right now. But JB,
But we been knew that.
Yeah,
We been knew that.
y'all can have the 1 seed. Y'all can have it. Hey, you know what happened to the 1 seed last year? Got swept in the first round. Bounced out. We don't want the 1 seed. But if you want to give it to us, we'll take it. Now, JB Bickerstaff, fighting through injuries to key players like Darius Garland and Evan Mobley, who are out for an extended period of time, and still has the guys in the 2 seed. Dude knows how to coach. He knows his matchups very well. He's able to get guys like Sam Merrill going. Like, how do you get Sam Merrill going? The dude is playing exactly. Yeah, dude, splash. He can splash.
That honestly, we could have a player easily win a 6-man of the year award the way the bench has been playing lately. I mean, injuries have been coming through, and they have been shooting lights out. I mean, 15 from Merrill, 15 from
Karras. I think Karras starts though.
Yeah, well, no, Karras comes off the bench. It's but not. I wasn't talking about Karras. I knew the Karras' name. I was thinking of the other guy. Yeah.
Okoro?
No, Okoro's the starter. He's a guard.
The
forward.
Dude from the Heat.
Yeah.
Came from the Heat. Gosh, all right, I'm looking up. It's good. I know who you're talking about because I was trying to think of his name too. Good lord, we gotta catch up on our basketball boys.
we're slacking.
Also, Niang is lights.
Niang, that's who I was thinking of.
I was thinking of Strus. I was thinking of Max Strus.
Strus. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Niang is who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Honestly,
all 4 of those guys could win.
Yeah, like
6-man of the year right now. Like they're playing at an absolute crazy level.
So I think the starting lineup is Garland, obviously.
I thought
Mitchell, obviously.
I think Strus starts.
I think Strus starts
with Mobley
and then Mobley and Allen, and then I think when Mobley was hurt, they put in Okoro.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. We'll sharpen up our NBA knowledge a little bit.
But that being said, Coach of the Year.
JB.
All right.
Bring it home, baby.
And it is coming around the corner. You guys hear that? March. Madness is coming around the corner. So we want to talk about some NCAA basketball for you guys. Regular season winding down. To be honest with you, my Buckeyes, not the greatest season. So I haven't been watching much.
Fired Holtman.
We have Diebler's brother coaching us for the interim as an interim coach. From what I saw from Purdue. From what I saw
Purdue does this every year, man.
We do this to every top 1-2 team that we play.
Yeah.
Like we've won 4 of the last 5. It's just crazy.
And then make the tournament as a 5 or 6 seed and get bounced in the first round.
Yeah.
Every year.
But we're not making. I don't think we're gonna make it as a 5 or 6 seed this year. If we
could win the tournament. Could win the tournament. Never know.
Yeah. You never know, I guess. But that being said, regular season has come to an end. We're very close to conference tournaments. A lot of good teams out there. I just wish the Buckeyes were one of them. You have anything to add to? Because I haven't watched that much NCAA
No,
basketball.
I'll say this.
Yeah,
I do this. I do this every year.
yeah.
I don't watch a damn second of college basketball all season long. And then March Madness comes and I watch every single game. Not even oh, I have one game on. No, I have 4 TVs going on with all the games at the
Yeah.
same time. It is my favorite weekend of the year. It goes this. It's March Madness is my number 1 favorite weekend of the year. Number 2, NFL regular season starting. Number 3, divisional championship of the NFL season. Those are my 3 favorite weekends. March Madness is so electric. I mean, last year we had another 16 seed beating 1 seed. Absolutely bonkers. I was out with some friends when it happened, and it was just insane watching it. Like, that just doesn't happen. And of course, it happened to be Purdue, who's gonna do it again. Zach Edey can't play, but yeah, no, I don't watch a second of regular season college basketball. I've maybe in my life watched like 5 games of regular season college basketball.
I watch it when Ohio State's good. Because like you have moments growing up where you're like, I love this sport. Like like football for me, it was the '06 Michigan Ohio State game.
Yep.
But Evan Turner, half court shot in the tournament. Oh my goodness, we were watching that in class because our English teacher was watching it, so he allowed us to watch it. That moment, it was like, yeah, yeah, I love March Madness. This is crazy.
Yep.
So, I'm kind of like with him, but I will watch more games if Ohio State's good. We just have not been good. So, I didn't watch that many games this year.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. But we got March coming up. So, to kind of end things off, we will be having a group challenge. So, again, please, if you are a follower of the show or if you want to get into following the show, make sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. We have a bunch of talk shows, but we will be posting on Twitter, Unnamed Sports S at Unnamed Sports S. We will be posting a ESPN tournament challenge for March. If you would like to join, please do. We want as many of our fans or many people as we can get on this, and the plan is to make this entertainment. So,
Yep. Yeah,
nothing.
I don't I can't remember if I've made one before. I think the way it works is we'll get the ESPN tournament challenge app.
Yep.
And you can go in and like make a group or something like that. So
Yep.
we'll go in, we'll set up the group, have a link to where you can go in, sign up, and join our group and compete against each other. Maybe we'll have a prize for whoever the winner is, to be determined. Not set in stone. We'll see. But yeah, it'd just be fun to compete against each other. We'll everybody makes a bracket, and then we'll whoever gets the most points will win.
Whoever's bracket doesn't get busted in the first day, congrats.
Yeah.
But mine always does.
When a 16 seed beats a 1 seed this year, everybody's gonna be busted.
All right. So yeah, again, follow us please on all of our medias. We are at Unnamed Sports S on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And the Unnamed Sports Show, the real Unnamed Sports Show, on YouTube and Twitch. So please go look and follow us, and that will be all.
Peace out. Catch us next week, same time, same place. We'll be right here.
Batman Station.
Take it easy, everybody.